Yeah,
Right after
right.
work, I mowed the lawn, went for a run,
Here's the man
and
of the
made
hour.
dinner.
Alright, we are live.
I got a glass of milk to knock me out.
Very opposite ends of the spectrum right there.
Yes, we are live. No one say anything cancelable anymore.
Canned energy drink versus like the mason jar of milk.
Of milk.
It's one of the. It's an ultra processed. Oh shoot, we got the high life. Living large over here, Wicked.
Ooh, the Miller High Life.
Actually got something enjoyable.
This is mine.
The peach edition.
Peach
It's
edition.
white
Yeah.
peach.
For white people.
Oh God, I'm so glad I was taking a sip because I was gonna make a comment that would have shut down the stream.
Taking us off air permanently.
Hi Estelle, welcome in. All right,
Why is
where
my chat not showing? There it is. It took forever to load.
Oh shoot, we've got
Did
some audible
Caleb say he wasn't
drops
gonna be able to make it
in
this
the
week?
Twitch chat.
I hadn't heard anything from him.
What is he?
I do not know.
I don't remember.
Mars.
Let me check my text with him to make sure.
Also running one shot. I don't see anything in the group chat. Though he could have also said it like last week or the week before last. I don't remember. Oh my God, D'Artantian! Thank you for subscribing with
Oh
Prime.
my God,
Prime
whoever
for
this guy
13 months.
is, he's so chill. 13 months. That's a long time, dude. Wow.
Crazy.
I only have to remember to resubscribe because an ad will pop up at the beginning of the stream. And I'm like, absolutely
get sick
not.
to your stomach. Hell no.
Hey mods, can you ban that guy? He's kind of spamming chat.
I am a mod.
Ban yourself.
I think it would kick me off the call. Right?
It wouldn't.
Well, we'd still be able to hear you, but we wouldn't be able to see you.
Not if you banned yourself on Twitch.
But like, I'm in the call on Twitch.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's quite
Let
fair.
me give him a ring. Just a second.
Oh, that's. Anson, do you want to host or me? By the way.
Oh, I will host. Give me just.
Oh wait. We already have a run in progress.
Oh, you do? Then I'll just join you because I've. Oh, we gotta change which screen that's on.
Back to game. Okay, let's have to go. We will wait to start the run until we get in.
Okay, yeah.
Stick a ban hammer in your mouth and pull the trigger.
All right, he's coming. Oh, shout out Wicked Kender. You're quote unquote new here, but you've been subbed for 7 months. I don't.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I'm not really understanding. Are you
hey,
a little
mods,
slow
can
or
we
something?
ban that guy? Can we ban that guy for lying?
I'm like liars in the dice room. Only tell the truth here.
Liar's dice.
Exactly.
Liar's
dice.
Jack Sparrow reference?
No, but I got one thing to say to you guys. To all my homies out there. All my homies that are hoping that I get free. Don't worry, because in brightest day and darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
This guy's so corny. Guy is so corny.
Oh, it's even cornier the way I got. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
See, that's way less corny than the ring. That's sweet.
No, it's
Estelle,
even.
Speaking of curse with Nat 1, I literally have a cantrip that is Draven's Bane of Excellence, and it is you cannot roll a Nat 20.
Your Nat 20 privileges have been revoked.
You need to cast that on someone trying to do a nut punch.
I'm gonna cast.
Was that like a Bionicle?
Oh, that's sick.
Like
that's sick.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. I had the Batman one, I think. That's sick. God,
he's lucky we got 15 minutes of silly time, or I'd be airing him the fuck out right now.
Air him the fuck out, Davis. Do it. Do it.
Let's all go around like a
This
family
freaking
Thanksgiving.
Caleb
say what we
guy,
hate about
he's
everybody.
like he's like ginger. I wish my dad would stop putting the fucking garage up right when I'm trying to talk.
Hey,
And
Christmas got you covered.
he's
No, I can hear
he's
it.
always freaking late.
I hate his fucking face.
I just hate looking at his fucking face, man. Can't
Stupid
stand it.
fucking ginger.
You said it with so much like genuine
Somebody's gonna
antipathy,
clip
bro.
and post this, and he's gonna see it naturally and be like, "What the fuck, guys? Come
Stupid
on."
fucking ginger. Well, I mean, the most watched Dice Room clip is him forgetting my character's fucking name. So Loki has it coming.
Hyga forgets.
I guess forgets, man. How could he
Candy-
forget Bryn too? That's a fucking that's a beloved character right there.
It truly is. Truly. All right, Wicked, you're up. Say what you hate about Candy. Hi, Candy.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Brother,
if
if you would ready
gingers
up
have
for
no
these steps.
souls, then what happens when you have ginger twins?
Are they like usually like a split
Do
soul
they have
kind of
half
situation?
a not soul?
they've got
They have
soul
negative
debt.
half a
It's like
soul.
a divide by zero situation.
Yeah, they've
They have
got, like,
soul
a
debt.
negative I situation.
Well, no, it's just 0 divided by 2.
Yeah.
So, 0.
Yeah. All right.
No, I like to think they
Anson,
go into
you're up.
soul debt there. Like they
Alright.
have negative soul.
I made that
I
joke
like that
3
better.
times. I made that joke 3 times. How dare you? How dare you?
I made it first, bro. Because no
made
one
it-
was listening.
I made it 3 times and no one laughed. That's a real high on pot noose joke right there.
So not funny.
Hot take. I think whatever hair color you had as a baby does not count. As
That's
a
low-key true.
lifelong dirty blonde, people are like, "Oh, I used to be blonde when I was a kid." Your hair hadn't
Nope.
developed yet. That's
I used to be blonde when I was a kid.
no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Your genes did not change.
See, I got the giant gray streak going on here.
Oh, but it works.
It's aura.
It
It's
works.
aura as hell. Also, you're kind of
Yeah.
you put it back. You're doing like the emo cut. You look sweet. Yeah. Covering one eye.
Anson, I say we start the run now, and just to go ahead and get it going, and then
Yeah, I was waiting for you there.
He asked you to ready up earlier.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear him. I try not to listen to him.
Yeah. By the way, audience, apparently my campaign is so boring. They have to play Slay the Spire 2 in the middle. of it.
You gave us a little bit of information that made it okay.
I don't know if I gave my blessing to this. I mean, I will, but you didn't ask me beforehand.
I'm sorry.
I have to
Is it okay?
Sure.
So, anyways, that fucker Davis.
I hold your fucking character's life in the palm of my hand, and
I
I
got
hold your
back up.
I hold your next character's life in the palm of my hand too, bro. You're gonna. He might not die, but you're gonna wake up when you go to play him, and he's suddenly gonna have syphilis.
All right, next turn attacks all deal double damage.
Well, you guys are talking your strats out.
I need. Oh wait, I have. Next turn, all stats deal double damage.
Or this turn. Oh, what's that? This
Can't even
gonna
get
be?
your strats right.
Sick.
Okay,
No,
what
that's not
characters are
true.
y'all playing? What characters are y'all playing?
I'm playing the silent.
And I've got
Silent.
a necrobinder.
And Necrobinder.
Yeah.
Wonder what the co-op meta is. Like, what classes like have any level of synergy together?
I don't know,
Poison
but
and
I'm pretty
Doom, like,
sure-
is pretty good.
Yeah.
How do those interact?
It like just chip damage on top of chip damage.
I had one really good Doom strat. I feel like the only way to make Doom work is that one card that lets you kill someone like on the same turn if they already have enough Doom. Just because having to tank the free attack every time you want to proc your Doom, it just makes you take so much damage in hallway fights, man.
Oh yeah.
The Dice Room. Come for the D&D streams. Stay for the Slay the Spire 2 discussion content.
Hit that one again. Hit the back one again. He's vulnerable.
Okay.
There we go. He'll die.
All right, you can tell a lot about a person by how they answer this. What's your favorite silent like card archetype package?
Shiv.
I really like Shiv.
I love
Perpetually
Shiv so much, but like
I know it's bad, but it's Shiv.
Shiv is good on every fight except that one. Okay, it's bad against the clock motherfucker in Act 3, but also it just auto loses to that fucking beehive guy in Act 2.
Yeah, it does.
And it's you have to like take
That guy
0 elite
sucks.
fights in Act 2 with a Shiv deck, because that fight will instantly end your run.
Yeah.
Check out Slay the Spire 2 on Steam. Not sponsored. It's a fun game though.
But like if
It's
you
free.
pair it with the one that does like it's like if you have no cards in hand at the end, it does 100 damage to it's I can't remember the name
I
of it,
don't
but
know if I've ever gotten Grand Finale to work, bro.
It's so hard to work.
Because you have to play like I never play really small decks. I always
Mhm.
end up playing like a big
Bloated.
pile. Yeah, I play like I never play minimum under like 30 cards. I play
Hey,
a pile,
boys.
bro. There he
Running
is.
two. I've got I've also got Untapped running, which is pretty great. You can set like whose tier list you want to work off of. I got vulnerable. And then whenever you're in a card reward, it'll tell you like what tier the cards are and what percentage you have like to increase or decrease your run win rate by. Which is pretty cool.
Dude, they got wins above replacement and Slay the fucking Spire. We got like
Yeah,
baseball
exactly.
statistics in this shit. That's sweet.
Oh, well, I'm dead. I died off thorn damage.
Which Thorn guy was it? Was it just the little like tadpole
No,
dude?
it's the spiny toad.
Was it the bit?
I totally
Spiny.
forgot he was spiny. I'm also gonna die then. Thanks,
No way y'all got wiped to Spiny Toad.
Oh no, I'm at 1.
He lives. Not for long, but he lives. Come on, ultimate attack. You got this.
So for anyone who has not made it to one of our D&D streams before, this is the 15 minutes of silly time.
Exactly. We've got.
It is
3
us
minutes
playing the
left.
video game off screen.
You guys got to provide like radio style like.
And he plays the fire potion.
Yeah, exactly that accent. I need that.
All right.
I need it.
Oh, he's looking at his cards. He's playing a defend and a no escape.
Steven, to answer your question, fuck no.
Defends.
You will not be playing an RPG in my RPG, even if you're joking.
Oh wait, no, I survived this.
All right, don't worry. It's about to get serious once the content starts, because these guys have low-key landed themselves in a pretty sticky situation.
A pretty
but
precarious.
RPGs are like all I play.
He summoned
You're not.
20.
Then you will be playing my RPG tonight, locked in, and then once I relinquish you at 9 p.m., you can go play all the Expedition 33 you want. But until then, you are mine.
That's fair. But no, it's kind of interesting. Like, I've got Assassin's Creed, Baldur's Gate, E33, more Assassin's Creed, more Assassin's Creed. I've got a lot of Assassin's Creed. I might have a problem. The Witcher.
The Witcher.
I haven't played
The
Power
Witcher.
World since it officially released, and I really want to.
Yo, did I close Twitch on accident?
Yeah, I don't
think
see
you
you
did.
on here.
Oh
I think we
shit!
just die here.
Yeah.
This Caleb.
I
guy's
literally,
such a
I was in
bozo.
the stream. My bad, guys.
Wait, so
No,
we aired all of our grievances against you while you were gone.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah. We
mainly
talked
the
mad
main
shit.
things we said about you were that you are ginger.
Yeah,
I got an unlock from it though.
yeah. That's fair.
I got one new relic. All right,
Hey, there's-
and just
Yes,
in time for
Estelle, there
silly
was
time to be
body
up,
hiding.
so we'll put a hold on that.
Yeah, put a pin on that for a bit. You can start again once the
Once
reason
the
why
show
Slay the
starts.
Spire 2
Once the
needs to
show
be played.
starts.
Because let's just say it's gonna be sort of one-on-one for a lot of this, but who's the other one, because I'm one of the ones obviously, will rotate throughout the session. To spare you any further suspense, I will be interrogating you one-on-one. If you are not currently in the interrogation room, you will either be deafened or moved to a different channel. Steven, I recognize you can't deafen. You just have to take your headset off or something. We
Can I
have,
listen
however,
and just pretend not to.
no.
Okay.
I will tolerate none of that.
Okay.
We did figure
'Cause
out
it's
that you
not
could
just about-
join.
Yeah, you could get on your phone on your pool boy account, and you can join the other voice channel everyone else will be sitting in on there if you want. Just make sure you're muted so it isn't like feedbacking.
Yeah, I'll
But
mute.
the whole
I'll mute
point-
my mic on here for sure.
No one else is going to know what anyone else says to the interrogator. And
Anthony.
We got our story straight, right?
we'll see if you guys can keep your story straight. What's your game plan is, and whether anyone else wants to maybe sell their friends out. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Anson, remember the story.
Yeah, I remember the story.
You remember the story.
So does
I do
Wicked-
not.
Does Wicked?
Yeah, but we're
play
still out of
Visceral?
character.
Yeah, I know. He just said that in character.
And with
It
that,
was-
We're just
15
being
minutes of
trash.
silly time is up.
The three not in jail are finding each other and talking
Well-
shit.
Well, actually, there's
Two
only
of
one
us.
not in jail.
Yeah.
Technically, 2 of them just came voluntarily for questioning, and they are definitely in the least trouble. Unless they said something really, really dumb, they're probably going to get to walk away from this. As for the 3 most involved, their lives definitely hang in the balance. And one particular gnome is invisible outside the prison. So I will now begin the recap of last session. The party regrouped after Lucerian's attempt to assassinate Captain Weiss spilled out into open combat during the night. They quickly hid the bodies of the guards they slew, then approached Fontaine as he was exiting his home in the morning. Detecting something was awry, Fontaine attempted to flee back inside after calling all remaining guards to his manor, but was apprehended by the party. The group attempted to intimidate the noble into surrendering the magical phrase needed to lower the sails of his ship, but Fontaine resisted until he was forced to confess that he needed to ensure Kadolka is sold to the Holy Kingdom to avoid being killed for debts of his own. Cletus stabbed him through the hand, resulting in Fontaine falling unconscious. Hearing the guards approaching, Cletus, Lucerian, and Adrian flee into a manor, Fontaine's manor, with the unconscious master of the house. Meanwhile, Donald hides in an illusory bush, and the Goliath brothers linger at the gates and inform the guards that they weren't involved in any of this chaos. Donald attempts to negotiate with the guards as they move to enter the home, resulting in him being arrested and brought into the house as a combination captive and informant. The guards begin to turn the house over in search of Fontaine, whilst the fugitive party members hide out in his wine cellar, with Fontaine hidden inside an empty barrel. Leading the search is the second in command, Osmond, who brings the imprisoned Donald down into the cellar with him. After a series of illusions and escape attempts, the fugitives are found, whereupon they each begin weaving their own stories to mislead the guards. Cletus claims that their allies still have Fontaine captive, and that the only way he'll survive is if the party leaves here as free men. Lucerian asserts that Weiss is actually the instigator of all this, betraying Fontaine out of frustration for his mishandling of the Goblinoid crisis, and Adrian accuses Fontaine of being a sexual deviant. The conflicting nature of these stories results in all of them being discarded, and the group is arrested. Donald manages to escape by slipping free of his bindings and turning invisible, while Vizorak and Pariah willingly surrender themselves for questioning on the way out of the manor. We now begin our little game with everyone except Donald sat, most of you bound, Vizorak, who isn't here, and Pariah. You guys aren't bound. Around 15 guards with Osmond at the front stand in front of you all. You've been taken down into the basement of the barracks. Yes, sir.
I was promised medical treatment, and yeah,
Where's my phone call?
yeah.
So in character, do you voice that you were promised medical treatment? And then
Oh
you-
yeah. I got. Excuse me, my friends. I was promised medical treatment.
Yes, and it will be rendered, but obviously Fontaine takes first priority. Dr. Var should be done with him shortly. Yes.
Also, if they notice, while he's like walking in, Adrian's eyes are kind of just like in a glaze, and it looks like he's in a coma.
Mm-hmm. They don't notice because I think you're all, maybe your friends notice, but none of the guards are paying enough attention because they've assumed you're just sort of like dissociating because you're worried you're about to die or something. But
Well,
they are
it
not
looked
paying.
like you know, the Imperious Curse in like the 4th Harry Potter when like the eyes like go, that's
It looks like that. Okay, it'd be pretty
I'm just-
noticeable,
that's-
but
I'm
it's
just-
kind
it
of
looks like that,
dark
yeah.
down here. It's kind of
Yeah.
dark down here. I don't want anyone to bust your chops for it unless the party wants to.
Do I still have
Um,
my cigar? Or did it
Um,
go out? I don't. You can pick.
You still have it. It's about 3/4 of the way done.
Okay.
It got burnt down quite a bit, but
Okay.
it's still available to you. um, so after a couple more minutes, Dr. Var does come down the stairs, and I mean, she isn't like a trained like magic capable cleric, so all she can really do is like ensure your wounds are dressed, bandaged. You're not going to get any infections or anything. I wouldn't say you take any magical healing, but you definitely feel a bit better. You're not bleeding at all anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, patched up the boo-boos.
Yeah, she the whole time she can't even really bring herself to look you in the eye because she has no idea how to feel about what's happening here.
Nice.
Yeah.
And she silently heads back up the stairs, leaving you alone once again with nothing but the guards.
Lucerian like leans over to Cletus and goes, "Yeah, she's into me."
You may think so, but I believe the nature of our situation would dissuade a more rational being of that persuasion.
Hey, what can I say? Nerds are into bad boys.
And you are the baddest boy, aren't you?
Exactly. Dude, you're not into me too, are you?
Oh,
I mean,
God,
it's okay if you are, but I don't.
No, I was being
I mean,
quite
I
facetious
don't.
with
I
my
don't swing
comment
that
about
way,
you being
you
a
know?
bad boy.
I feel like at this point, a guard like comes up and hits us in the back.
No, Osman has been silently doing the like arms folded behind back, pacing in front of the prisoners, the classic maneuver. Until eventually he turns to face you all. So then, gentlemen, we have a rather obvious situation on our hands, but I simply want to get an accurate account of what led up to it so that I might understand everyone's motivations. First, guards, move them all into separate cells. Keep eyes on them, ensure they do not contact one another. And then I will have them each sent in one by one so that I might review what happened over the last 24 hours with them. First up, I think, and he starts to scratch at his chin a bit, I'd like to talk to the Goliath, the one with the bear traps.
All right.
So, you all are moved.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
move
are we
us
all
all
moving
to
to a different-
private. I'm gonna move us all to private hangout.
Wait, should we go to
yes.
Patreon only?
No, because that'll
That'll be a stage.
That's a stage, not a yeah. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so he leads you into this, and you still aren't bound or anything. He just leads you into this room, the classic setup with just like table in the middle, 2 chairs. He has you sitting to the one that's away from the door. He takes a seat himself, pulls out a notepad and a pen, taps on it for a moment.
Before he can speak, I want to speak first.
Go right ahead, yeah.
Do you have an ashtray? The butt of this cigar is getting a little bit big, and I don't particularly want to make a mess of this place. Well, it's not the worst I've been here, but of course, I try to keep things clean where I go.
Don't worry about it. I'll have one of my men clean up once we're done here.
Fair enough. So I take it and tap the cigar, and all the burnt off stuff falls off, and there's only a little stub left. So I put it out and set it on the table. I put it out on the bottom of my boot to make it cooler, because that's cool, right?
That is pretty cool. I like that. That's cool. Okay, so he kind of laces his fingers in front of his face, similar to what I'm doing right now, and says, "Tell me everything you've done since you woke up yesterday morning, in order. Don't skip anything because you think it isn't relevant."
All right, so if you'll please forgive me, you said yesterday morning? Or is that just this morning?
I want yesterday morning. I want a long account of events.
All right. Steven speaking. I'm going to miss some stuff because I don't remember some stuff.
That's okay. We can all write that as your character potentially forgetting stuff and maybe just choosing to leave shit out.
Gosh, I believe I can't tell you everything, just because I physically can't.
Fair.
I would say we went on a little bit of an adventure. We were ambushed, I believe. Oh, was we ambushed? No, don't quote me on that. I believe someone in the party managed to piss off another group of party members, and that led to some fighting. And that's the good sort of fighting, where your party is together, and it's kind of a brotherly sort of bond. Um, Anyways, I don't know the details of it, but there was some short guy who got really pissed at I believe Lucerian. And anyways, we all went outside, but then for some reason some of their party didn't show up. Um and so we did have a brawl outside. And then we ended up, after winning that fight quite handedly, I do want to say. I don't know what was going on with that party. Perhaps it was just my brother and I's skill, along with everyone else. They seem to be able to handle themselves well. I've enjoyed watching them fight. They've proven themselves capable. It's been nice. Um, but then we went back to a man that we met in the hospital, and he offered us a sort of thank you gift, because one of the men who attacked us and started that initial conflict had also apparently roughed him up. And so that sort of ended up being a double whammy, just nice for both of us. Then we went back to the bar. I think we went to the nicer bar in town. I have it written down, don't tell me. The Ironside Tavern, I think that's where we were last night. Um, had a couple drinks, had some food, went to bed, and when my brother and I woke up, we found half our party missing. So we got with Donnell and we went looking for them, and we found the the party members. They appear to have recently come across some crime scene. I remember blood on the ground, and I believe I remember Fontaine. Then shortly afterwards, the wow, it's weird how details get fuzzy. Shortly after, I remember Fontaine and a few individuals being escorted over, but it wasn't my whole party, so I don't exactly know who all went. But I know my brother and I were left outside, kind of looking at the crime scene, trying to figure out what exactly was happening. By the way, do you have any donuts? I am quite hungry. But anyways, that's a brief detour. Then, uh, when all the guards came, we sort of decided, well, whatever's going on in the house isn't something we want to be a part of, for it looks dangerous. So we decided we would help the guards, lay some traps, and find whatever tries to run. I don't know if there was prey or something in there, but we figured there's two ways to hunt. You either track or you trap. And someone had already done the tracking going into the house, so we decided to trap whatever came out. And shortly after that, you came back with our party members, so that was interesting. And I don't really know what actually happened leading up to that, nor does my brother, or during that, and so that's really where we are now.
Hmm. I noticed some inconsistencies in your story with what was presented to me by my men.
Mm.
The most glaring one, I believe, is a simple error rather than any intentional
Oh,
act of misdirection. You and your friends stayed at the Rusty Pick last night.
mm,
Um,
that's Steven's
the
fault.
the cheaper of the two. Yeah, and that's why he's not assuming malice.
Okay.
But surely you understand you are not in the same position as the others, correct?
Um, just from my brother and I literally don't know what's going on, I'm going to assume yes, I do understand that.
What do you believe is going on?
Uh, Again, I woke up. We came looking for my party members. It looked like they stumbled into some sort of crime scene, and then they seemed to freak out. Since it was my party who was escorted back out of the house, I assume it was them who ran into it. Though I don't know if it was everyone. Like I said,
You
there
mentioned
was
a crime scene.
yes.
My men have done a thorough investigation of the area afterward and found several bodies hidden within
Oh,
dumpsters,
I saw no bodies.
alleyways, and
I
such.
only saw blood.
Hmm. So you nor your friends made any effort to tamper with this crime scene, hide these bodies, in any way interfere with an investigation.
My brother and I walked up and we found the party members, and I was investigating the blood, trying to see if I could figure it out because I am a hunter, I'm a tracker. And so I was seeing if I could get a grasp of the situation, and I could tell that whatever happened here, it was bipedals against bipedals. I couldn't tell the race, but there was some sort of conflict, and of course the bodies were drug. I hadn't searched for them, so I didn't know where they were. But yes,
What if I had, what if I told you I have reason to suspect your friends, the previous night, killed the captain of this guard and 6 of his subordinates in cold blood?
I would say I am proud of my strength, and I am proud of my party's strength. But three on. Is it three? Or is it four? How many do you think? It was either
I shall
three
not
or four.
disclose it. I can.
4 on 7. But no, we had Donnell with us, so at max 3 on 7. Feels difficult to believe. I don't know. If you have information, then you have information. But like I said, I am proud of each of our strength. But that feels difficult to believe that 6 guards and the captain of the guard could be slain by our 3.
Is it
No,
easier to believe if you were to imagine a scenario in which your friends took these guards by surprise? A ambush of sorts.
um,
It wasn't a stand-up fight. They didn't out and out challenge them in this scenario. They engaged from subterfuge.
what
Does that
I'm
make it more understandable?
I would say, I mean, of course, when you look at it, just as I said, tracking and trapping, if you are able to ambush someone, it is easier to attack. But the night before, my party members were, please forgive my language, but piss drunk. Them being able to sneak up on someone and stab them in the back feels, well, actually, I don't know how they were attacked, but using this metaphor, stab them in the back feels unlikely. I'm not going to say it isn't. I'm going to say that feels unlikely.
Well, allow me to present the events of that night as I understand them at the moment, and you
Okay.
can correct me or add in or fill in any details I may have missed.
Okay.
My reports indicate that one member of your party, the golden-eyed one, Lucerian,
Mm,
departed from the
the
Rusty
God
Pick
side.
in the middle of the night. Yes, the God-sired, in the midst of the night, and made his way to the home of our Captain Weiss. I
As far as his
have some.
personality goes, that doesn't surprise me. I believe he was offended the day before by the guard, and so going to confront him doesn't surprise me. But I don't believe he would be foolish enough to challenge the captain and 6 guards. And we weren't even at the. You said he went to the captain's house. That's not where we found the crime scene.
Well, the captain's house is merely a stone's throw away from Fontaine's Manor.
Oh, I guess I didn't actually know that.
In character, you would, because
Oh,
it's kind of
okay,
all
okay,
of the people who like the
okay,
barracks, the captain's house, and Fontaine's house are all very close together. Just because he wants to keep all of the people who would protect him close to him, and it's like
okay,
the kind of the one nice neighborhood in this crappy mining town.
okay,
So you in character you would know that just from
okay.
walking around the town a bit.
Okay. Um, I told you my brother and I went to our room in the inn and went to sleep. And we didn't know anything. Like I said, based on his personality, it wouldn't surprise me if he was offended and went to confront Captain Weiss. But 1-on-7 sounds insurmountable. I wouldn't believe that he'd be able of accomplishing that, even with a sort of surprise attack.
My reports indicated it wasn't 1-on-7.
Oh.
Here is the information I have. Lucerian, who, might I add, you posited that you doubt he would challenge Captain Weiss, believing that action would be
I believe
overly brazen of him.
I
But
believe
he
he would
did.
confront
He
him with
already
challenge.
has. I have an eyewitness account of him challenging him after the remark Captain Weiss made following you all's confrontation with that other group of adventurers.
Oh boy.
And that makes 2 times then that this Lucerian has caught the ire of an individual, leading to an escalation to wanton violence. I must ask, how many times do you plan on taking the fall for someone else's decisions?
That is interesting. I did you say your name? Did this character say his name when we were speaking?
I don't think he said it, but I've said it. His name's Osmond.
Osmond? Okay. Pariah puts on a little bit of a smile and says, What is your name, sir? I would like to address you properly.
I am Lieutenant Osmond, second in command of the Cadolcan militia.
Lieutenant Osmond. This... Oh... So, are you familiar... You know what? No, I don't want to go that way. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
I know, I'm sorry. I've got to think. I wasn't ready for this.
That was the point, my friend.
Well, no, I've got to think about my backstory.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Osmond, are you familiar with Balthazar?
Yes, I am.
Accounting.
I actually hail from the Holy Kingdom myself.
From Balthazar?
No,
Or...
I was from Kresk.
Interesting. I have a complicated history with Balthazar, but I once belonged to a great family there, and it is so interesting because this tactic you're using is one that I remember seeing my father use. And so you ask, how many times will I take the blame for someone else? And the answer is none. I live this life for myself. I have lived trying to be someone else, behind a mask, behind a shell, perhaps maybe even better, trying to pretend to be something I wasn't, and I'm not doing that anymore. The fact of this matter is I can speculate all I want, but I have given you the facts that I know, and I can't provide anything more without lying. And lying is part of the mask, part of the shell that I once wore, and I don't particularly desire to put that back on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Then I have just 2 more questions for you before I let you go.
All
Well,
right.
not let you go, but let you back out into the room and I talk to the next guy. Though, I can safely say you will leave here alive, friend, okay?
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Okay. My final 2 questions. First, who do you trust most in your group?
I would honestly say I only trust one, and that is my brother Vizarak.
That would make sense. And who do you trust least?
Oh. That's tough. I'm sorry. This is I can't hold it. I've got to break here. That's good. I don't know who to say. Okay. This is an interesting line of questioning. Lead me with something so easy, so grand, because of course I trust my brother, but who I trust least? In what regard do I trust them least?
That's an interesting question.
To be honest with me, to be level-headed, to do what? For frankly, this group has a wide range of personalities. To accuse someone of something that I don't believe to be true, well, that may end up being Adrian. But but if we're talking about just pure deception, I don't know. A couple of them seem interesting. I don't know. But if I believe the answer you're trying to get is you're trying to get me to say Lucerian.
I'm not trying to get you to say anything.
It's
Adventuring is a
alright.
line of work in which you entrust your life to
Indeed.
those around you.
Indeed.
Who would you be least likely to trust your life with again?
Is what you have told me to be true? True?
I believe it to be true.
You believe it to be true. If what you have told me to be true is true, then that does sway my opinion. And I would choose the behavior that you have described of Lucerian, which I do not admit to be truth, as behavior that I would not trust.
Understood. Thank you for your honesty. Guard, take him back out to the main room. Leave him with his brother, and send in the next one.
Oh, I get to go see my brother? Do you have a
But of
cigar
course.
I can take? Do you... I smoked my last two earlier.
I don't smoke myself. Apologies.
It's all good.
I'm
It's
sure once
probably
you're a free
healthier.
man, you'll be able to buy some. Fontaine
Alright.
has been known to partake himself, so there are certainly cigars to be found in town.
Man of his stature, there might be some expensive ones. Perhaps I could, see if he'd be willing to sell any. Alright.
He can't even stifle the chuckle. The idea that you would buy a cigar from the guy who your group like stabbed through the hand is so comical to him.
I
But
don't think Pariah knows that he was stabbed by Cletus, so...
I can't remember if you were there or not. You may have already departed from the group, but I feel like that may have been before the party split. Like that might have been kind of the trigger that led the party to split, just because things took such like a big that you weren't really suddenly Vizorak and Pariah weren't so down to play ball with everyone else for a bit.
Yeah. Alright, but yeah. Alright, I go back and I will go to my jail cell with Vizorak, who I guess already spoke.
Yeah, we'll just kind of rope him in. He said the same shit you did.
Yeah,
You guys had a consistent story.
Okay.
And then I will drag in the next one.
Alright. Headset is off.
So I need to message Wicked something. It's just you and me, fans of the Dice Room, for once. I need to message him something. Okay, that takes care of that, and we shall bring in our next little suspect. Okay. Welcome in. You are escorted into the... also, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. You're escorted into this stone room, cobblestone ceiling, walls, floor, just a table and 2 chairs. You are sat down in the chair, away from the door. Osmond takes a seat across from you, notepad and pen in hand, kind of taps the pen against the desk for a bit before looking you in the eyes and beginning. Recount to me the events of the last 24 hours. In order, don't skip anything because you think it isn't relevant.
Of the last 24 hours. Now, see, that would be 12 hours less than 36 hours ago, just to be perfectly clear.
If mathematics hold true, then yes.
Well then, in that case, we have quite the narrative to get through. We came into town the other day, and I went to sleep that night, the night in question, where suddenly I was awoken in the middle of the night by a feeling that could not be shaken. And it turns out that that my dear friend Lucerian and I, we were being summoned by the captain of the guards, right, for a late night meetup. And so we met up with him late in the evening, and he tasked us. He expressed his frustration with Fontaine and his not providing protection from goblinoid enemies, and for the people as a whole. And he put a hit out on Fontaine. And so since we'd been working for the captain of the guard, and we also we sympathized with the desire for protection of your people, and so we he called Fontaine, alerting him alerting him falsely to bring him towards us. Little did we know that some of Fontaine's guards had been listening into our conversation, and they bum rushed us. And so we fought with those guards, now being under the direct employ of the captain of the guards. We fought against Fontaine's loyalists, and in all the commotion, naught were left standing except Lucerian and myself. We were terribly sorry that our friend and employer had been stricken down, but you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so Fontaine was still on the way because the captain of the guards had summoned him. I'm saying captain of the guards. I'm forgetting his name. If you remember,
It's Weiss.
Okay, Weiss.
But
Yeah, so Weiss had still summoned the captain of the guards, and so when Fontaine approached, then we set upon Fontaine and had captured him, and he attempted to plead for his life by negotiating with certain passwords for ships and whatnot. And so we were in the process of negotiating when we were apprehended.
Mm-hmm. And he just flips over his notepad to a previous page and sits there reading it for a while in silence. And he sits there, and he sits there, until eventually he says, "That does not match the account that I have been provided."
Well, what was
First,
the account that you have been provided? Perhaps I can help to bridge the gaps, per se.
well, I will be the one asking the questions here. And my first question is, you claim it was only you and Lucerian involved in this scuffle. Yet my reports indicate that there were 3 of you, and that amongst you was the elf, Adrian.
Oh, I do suppose he has slipped my mind that he was also with us. He arrived a little bit later in the proceedings, being somewhat of a deeper sleeper.
Mm-hmm. And Lord Fontaine is still alive at the moment. If I were to, once he has awoken and is in good health again, if I were to ask him for his account of events, they would match the story you're telling right now.
I mean, we attacked him in the middle of the night and set upon him to acquire information from him. So, yeah, we would.
Mm-hmm.
He received a distress call from Weiss, that I've already mentioned,
Hmm.
and so he was summoned. His guards arrived to the scene of a fight. Fontaine's loyalists against myself, Husarian, and Adrian towards the end of it. And I do believe that there was another small, quirky fellow darting in and out, but I'm unsure if. He's one of those types that if you don't keep your eyes on him, you can't really tell whether or not he's there. And so, I couldn't really tell you if he'd been there the whole night or not. He comes in and out so quickly.
So, what was the extent of Captain Weese's involvement in this scheme? You say he put you up to what eventually happened between you and Fontaine. Where does his involvement begin and end? When
Well, I
did he
mean, he was
exit the picture?
when he died, it was his exit precisely. But
How did he die?
he was killed in battle.
I find that hard to believe.
I mean, he's dead, and there was a battle, so
He is dead. That's true. We found his body. However, you would claim that a group of loyalist guards, and this is a bit disparaging to my comrades, but the average guard here in Godolka is not particularly well trained nor well armed. Meanwhile, Captain Weiss is a veteran of the Holy Kingdom's armies and one of the most storied warriors I've ever known. I've found a total of 7 bodies. The 6 that you would purport to be Fontaine's loyalist guards, and Captain Weiss. Am I expected to believe that our captain, a veteran of numerous battles, in addition aided by 3 adventurers whom have shown respectable skill in battle themselves, that he would die to 6 minimally trained militiamen?
well, I mean, 6 versus what is that? 4, 5. The odds are certainly uneven, and Weiss had no indication until the first blades had stricken him that they were loyal to Fontaine. So there's a bit of a
Mhm.
surprise factor that has to be considered when it comes to the battle. I also
I've
wasn't
had
with Weiss for the entirety of the evening. For all I know, he may or may not have been. I mean, he could have been drunk earlier on in the evening, decreasing his stamina and his power in open combat.
I had Dr. Varr run a bit of an impromptu autopsy on Captain Weiss's body this morning, and she found these interesting burns. Not like fire, but certainly magical. None of the guards in our camp happen to have spellcasting abilities. Spellcasting is quite a rare attribute. Um, I currently can't confirm it, but her report seems to indicate that it was liable to be of a radiant sort. How would you explain that?
A little difficult to explain, perhaps. Um, I mean, I'm sure there are attacks flying this way and that, and you never know when somebody might have a special item in their back pocket that deals radiant damage. Um, are you insinuating something, sir?
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm simply trying to get the complete, truthful picture of what happened last night. And my current reports would indicate that the main person who instigated this wasn't you. And so, if you were
Correct.
able to help me understand who instigated this and why, your involvement in it might be able to be minimized.
Well, unfortunately, as I have already recounted to you, the man that was in charge of instigation has perished. Weiss was the one that at least called Lucerian out into the darkness, and I followed Lucerian as any reasonable adventuring companion would. And and yeah, things kind of escalated from there.
I'd hoped it wouldn't come to this. Your friend, the Goliath, the other one,
Mm.
he
Which other
informed
one?
me,
We have been traveling with 2 other Goliaths.
Pariah, and Vizorak has been indisposed. He informed me that Lucerian went out in the midst of the night and sought out Captain Weiss. Not that he sought you out, because of a sort of a petty dispute between the two. Captain Weiss had said some things that rubbed Lucerian the wrong way, insulted his pride, perhaps, and as a result, Lucerian sought to avenge that upon him by going to his house in the midst of the night. And as he is a paladin and a godsired, I could certainly see how he could have inflicted that radiant damage and struck down our good captain.
And for all I know, that is what happened. Uh, a potential reconciliation for this seeming contradiction is that Lucerian, blinded by his pride and ego, did indeed initially seek out Weiss, strike at him, and then and then in the process of that altercation, Weiss offers the job in exchange for his own life. Listen, Lucerian was the one. I did not receive the call from Weiss. I followed Lucerian. When I arrived, he and Weiss were on the same team. What happened before, I cannot tell you. What happened after, I have already recounted.
Okay. I have but 2 more questions for you then. Who do you trust most in your group?
Within my group, well, as fiery as he is, unfortunately, at the moment, I would say that my trust lies with some of the most driven members of our group, and that would be Lucerian at this time. Uh, we travel with a pack of Goliaths, but I really don't consider myself one of the 3 Goliaths, but rather that I am a Goliath, and then there are the 2 Goliaths. They hold much tighter to my kindred's cultures and traditions, where I am displaced in these lands, seeking retribution for the wrongs done against me.
Mm-hmm.
And it is somebody with passion like Lucerian that can allow me to continue my pursuit.
Understood. And my final question. Who do you trust the least?
The least.
It can just be a name. You don't have to provide an explanation if you don't want to.
I would say the person that I trust the least. Unfortunately, I believe it would have to be Pariah.
Mm-hmm.
As alternatively, Donnell is a tricksy little fellow. I see no reason to mistrust his intentions or his actions, but if there were anybody that I would cover my back around in particular, it would be him, just due to his slippery nature.
Fair enough. Guards, take him back out and send the next one. Thank you for your time.
And you as well, sir.
Okay, you are escorted out. You may return to private hangout, and I will bring in the next one.
Awesome. Let me jump over there.
Yo.
Welcome in. Adrian, you are escorted by 2 guards into a cobblestone room with naught but a table and 2 chairs. You are sat in the one facing towards the door, and across from you sits Osmond, lieutenant of the Cadolcan militia. He has a notepad in hand and a pen. He reads over pages upon pages of notes he has previously taken. As you are seated, he clicks the pen, looks up at you, and asks, well, doesn't ask actually, he tells you to recount the events of the last 24 hours, leave nothing out.
Oh, well, 24 hours. What happened 24 hours ago? I need to
Everything
know
you
what.
can remember.
What time is it now?
It's about close to noon.
Noon. Okay. Well, interesting. Wait, actually, what did happen 24 hours ago? I've lost track of that, man. It's been like 4 weeks.
That's fair. That's fair. So, I mean, 24 hours ago, and we can sort of have you be explaining this part. This is just kind of the prelude to explaining the part that actually matters.
Yeah.
You guys were taking care of the Gorister situation, just sort of investigating all of
The fight was less than 24 hours ago with the rival
Yes.
party, right?
Yeah, because that happened like late evening, probably like 9 or 10 p.m. And then you guys go back to the Rusty Pick, get some drinks, get a little shitty, go to bed. Adrian goes out, or not Adrian,
Yes.
Lucerian goes out. Adrian and Cletus go out after him. They
Gotcha.
find
Yeah,
the
yeah,
situation.
yeah. Well, as you know, at this point, I'm sure, Fontaine had hired us several days back to do some investigation of Gorister. Went to Gorister. He told us to do some things. We gathered some information on him. And one of the things he asked us to do was go investigate this rival party. While we were there, we ended up getting a tiff with them, shall I say.
Mhm.
And we ended up challenging them to a duel. So it was just, honor among the wicked, that kind of thing.
The Wicked.
They're kind of shitty people. That's just what I'm saying. And you see where we're at. It's just a figure of speech. But anyway, after the fight, the captain of the guard came up to us. He talked to us. He told us to, go away, diffuse the situation. So we went back to the inn that we've been staying at. The Rusty Pick, I believe, is the name of it.
Correct.
Also, sorry if my voice isn't quite here. I got a sinus thing.
You're all good, man.
The falsettos are rough. Then we slept. In the morning, we decided that we'd fulfilled our contract with Fontaine. We wanted to go and give him the information. After all, our end goal here is simply we want to get on a ship and sail out of here. I have a sick son. I'm trying to get back to him. So I'm just trying to get on this ship to go see my son. But alas, we go to Fontaine. Fontaine starts getting aggressive, and he tells us that the captain of the guard had been missing, and he seemed kind of accusatory. And as we were talking to him, he called the guard. The guards started running, and this whole time we were just like, Fontaine, give us what you owe us. Give us what you owe us, and he wouldn't. And so we ended up. I'm not proud of this, but we ended up knocking him out and taking him into the basement. When the guards came, we got nervous. So we were in the cellar. You guys showed up in the cellar. He was in a barrel. I was nervous. I knew how this was going to look. I didn't think it would end well, so I was just trying to get out. Cast Misty Step, tried to get up the stairs, ran into a guard, and here we are.
I guess my first question would be, when my guards and I stumbled across you in the cellar, you mentioned that you believed Fontaine was a some sort of deviant.
Oh, that was
You
just me saying shit to try and get out of the situation. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. All cards on the table. I was trying to get to my son. I'm a salesman. I often try and swindle my way out of things. I promise you, I'm not doing that now. I I've been in courts before. I've always said the best thing to do when you're not truly in the wrong or truly have done something evil is just be completely honest. So at this point, that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to be fully honest, let you know what happened, and I'm hoping that we can get out of here without losing our lives so that I can go to my son.
and I would hope so too. So, given your situation, I imagine you recognize that there are varying levels of guilt to be assigned here. Um, I have it on good authority who stabbed Fontaine through the hand, which uh, requesting payment from your employer is one thing, kidnapping him is an escalation, stabbing him is an escalation further. I so far none of my reports place you as having placed your hands on Fontaine. So if you were to provide me perhaps a more detailed account of how the night transpired, your role in it could be understood better, and if that role is minimal, then so would the punishment.
Well, I have to be honest with you. My memory of the night is somewhat patchy, and I can tell you why. I have a, shall I say, benefactor. He communes with me magically. We have a means of talking to each other. I am, he's sponsoring me in my aid to get back to my son, and multiple times throughout this night he contacted me. So I have several, shall I just say, blank spots in my memory where I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Well, something I found curious is we found a few bodies of a few guards in our investigation into the area around Fontaine's home. A few of which had markings of a particular arcane nature. You describe yourself as having a relationship with a benefactor, perhaps a patron of some sort. The wounds that some of these guards suffered distinctly resembled force. You understand? Pure arcane, you know, artillery of a sort that I typically only recognize to be from one spell Eldritch Blast.
I don't know how this happened, but what I can tell you is that I know that there's. I have reason to believe that there are more than one warlocks in this town.
Hmm.
And I can say that with exceedingly high authority.
Okay. Well, if this other warlock was involved in this situation, obviously, given your situation, I also have it on good authority that you were quite drunk last night, so perhaps that could also account for some of your difficulties remembering every
Oh,
detail.
you have no idea.
But if you know anything about this other warlock, and if you suspect they were involved, any information about their whereabouts would be most helpful.
I know only what my patron has told me, and I don't know the man's name. I don't know if he even is a man. I just know he's in this town.
Okay. That is enough to work with. Thank you. But there's a few other details I find curious. So, you all were up and about in the morning, had slept in till early morning, maybe 8 a.m. or so when you went to Fontaine's house. Um, how is it that Lucerian ended up in such a haggard state by the time we found him? He appeared to be on the verge of death. Surely, if you had merely been speaking to Fontaine, who is a non combatant, he couldn't have wounded a paladin to that extent, particularly if all of you were in this confrontation with him.
To be honest, I hadn't thought about his state of health. Now I'm trying to remember. I
Well,
think
allow me
maybe.
to submit to you
Well, I
what
think
I
maybe
understand to have happened that night.
I think maybe he looked like that in the morning when I woke up. Perhaps
Perhaps
he
that's the case. Maybe
got in a
he.
bar fight and then didn't heal throughout the night or something. I don't know.
Well, we can talk to the barkeeper down at the Rusty Pick and get an understanding of whether something like that happened. My understanding of events don't place Adrian at the Rusty Pick in the morning. Maybe you weren't with him, but I have reason to suspect he departed from the
You mean
inn.
Lucerian?
Oh, Lucerian, my fault. Dude, you guys' Ian names piss me off. That Lucerian wasn't at the bar in the morning. He departed from it at some point during the night, according to my understanding of events. And there was a chunk of time he is unaccounted for. Perhaps you were asleep during this time, and so you wouldn't have known. Um, do you believe that during that time he could have been involved in any of these? I call them disappearances, but we found the people. They're all dead. There are 7 dead members of our guard.
To be honest with you, I've mentioned I've spent some time in courts, so I'm somewhat familiar with the proceedings. Anything that I say in this matter will be purely speculative or hearsay in nature because at the bar last night, I had a whole mug of what I believed to be ale, and I drank the whole thing in less than 6 seconds. And it was straight liquor. I don't remember a thing between that mug hitting my lips and when I woke up in the morning.
And yet you didn't willingly part with this information to me. I had to remind you that you had drank last night.
Indeed, that's how messed up I was in the morning. So,
You don't seem that hungover to me. And I happen to
When
know
I-
that one of the
when I
best
commute-
things to beat a hangover is adrenaline.
well, when I communed with my patron this morning, as I said I often do, he was able to sort of magically. I ate something in this subspace that he took me into, and when I woke up, I wasn't hungover anymore.
I didn't want to have to do this, friend, but
He also
one of
told me
your-
something else.
oh, go ahead. What did he tell you?
Well, I happen to know that all these disturbances in Kadulka have information of them have made it to the War Master, and I do know that goblins are marching here now. And I just think it would be foolish of you to lock away or kill 6 able-bodied fighters.
Well, I'm merely trying to get an accurate account of what happened last night. Who said that this would necessarily result in your imprisonment or death? Assuming you all weren't involved in what happened, you'd be free men.
Well, all that is just to say I don't think I am exactly in, immediate danger, but in terms of Lucerian and his whereabouts, I know not, but I know that he is arguably the best fighter of us all. And I do think using him against the goblins would be a much better use of your resources.
Fair enough. But let's talk a little bit about Lucerian for a bit,
Sure.
What, I've heard that Lucerian has a tendency to have disagreements with people. I hear that this encounter your group had with this other group of adventurers was spurred in part by comments he made to kind of the de facto leader of this other group of adventurers. Hence, why it then turned into a out and out combat in the streets. And then I have a report, eyewitness accounts of him challenging Captain Weiss to a duel in the streets of Kadolka after some comments the captain made rubbed him the wrong way.
Did he do that?
He did.
Wait,
He
like
challenged him. He challenged him to a duel in the streets. Yes.
in the street? Oh, dude, shoot, I forgot about that.
Yes. So
This was like 4 weeks ago.
it was. It was. I don't blame you for not remembering.
Um,
So, would you say it's a possibility that this grudge led your friend to escalate things? Maybe he got a little drunk in the night and wanted to avenge his pride, slipped out, went to Captain Weese's house, and picked a fight.
Lucerian is a god sired.
That he is.
They have pride, like those from the Holy Kingdom often do. I've seen him act irrationally in times in conversations. I've never seen him just take truly innocent life before. I also know the Holy Kingdom doesn't want to see him dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps that emboldens him, knowing that he's got this ally on his side, big brother watching over his shoulder, and he's likely expecting the Holy Kingdom will come into town soon, and that if he were to perhaps be arrested for what he did wrong, that he could make it long enough that the Holy Kingdom shows up, a church official comes in and bails him out, so to speak. Perhaps that emboldens him to take some irrational actions that threaten Kadulka's safety. I mean, surely you would understand that in a crisis like the one we face, picking a fight with and potentially killing the captain of our guard would deal a massive blow to our ability to defend ourselves.
Oh, I understand indeed. And I know that you all simply need to last long enough that the Holy Kingdom can get here so you can outlast these goblinoids. It is infuriating. The nepotism in our society. In the fact that, these politicians have so much power. There's a poem that I heard one time. It ain't me. Some folks were born made joyful. Okay, anyway.
By the great poet Credence.
Credence. It's infuriating, but that's how it is. And, when there were many times in my dealings as a merchant where I was screwed over by someone, and normally in the civil courts I could have won money if it was against anybody else, but it was against someone favored by the kingdom. So I ignored it. Is that just? No. Is it fair? No. But was it the most beneficial to me? Yes. And I think in this moment, the thing that will benefit you the most is not getting on the kingdom's bad side.
We won't be able to get on the kingdom's bad side if we are massacred by goblinoids.
Well, you're more likely to be massacred if you kill Lucerian. 'Cause he's the best fighter of all of us.
And if he's some gung-ho loose cannon, I mean, for all I know, if what I've heard about him is true, and he is involved in Captain Weese's death, he very well could be on the goblinoid's payroll. And if I can't confirm that that isn't the case, leaving him alive would do nothing but endanger the town further.
Well, what I can tell you is what happened before we arrived in Kadulka. Oh shoot, dude. Notes. What was this guy's name?
Take your time. The guy you're talking to now?
No. Hang on.
Okay, the other this NPC. Okay, other NPC.
The Duke of
Fontaine, or the Duke. Oh, Duke Oscar, the dude in
Duke Oscar.
Yeah,
Duke
right.
Oscar, as you may have heard, Duke Oscar up north. His daughter was kidnapped by goblins. He hired us to retrieve this daughter. We went into this cave. These goblins worked for the War Master. I know that's lying. I'm just saying this. Table talk.
You're good.
They
I
worked for
haven't been
the
having anyone roll deception checks. You can lie all
Yeah.
you want.
They worked for the War Master. We could have simply gone in and bargained. And we could have gotten this girl and left. Lucerian ensured every single last goblin in that place died. He hates goblins. And he hates the War Master. And I can assure you that he is not on their payroll.
Noted. Okay. I only have 2 more questions for you then. Who do
Aye.
you trust most in your group?
Oh, Donnell.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a reasoning for that? You don't have to if you don't wish to share it, but I'm curious.
I just think gnomes are a funny little folk. I like them.
All right, fair enough. And who do you trust least?
Vizorak.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish to share what?
I feel that me and him have some cultural differences that I wasn't able to get past. I seem to click with everyone else in a way that I hadn't with Vizorak yet.
Thank you. Guards, send in the final prisoner.
Also, table talk, if this matters. I'm not saying that because he's not here. I'm just saying that because, like...
That's what your character thinks.
Well, also, Adrian thinks that Vizorak would have been the most likely to, like, betray the party. So he's just also saying that.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Yeah.
If that matters.
If you have any further comments, you're free to share them. But otherwise, you will be taken out of the room and taken back to one of the holding cells by the guards, and I will be bringing in the final prisoner.
Indeed. All I wish to say is just, just think about what I let you know. I'm not sure what you knew about the goblinoids, but I seriously do not want to see Kadolka fall to harm. I genuinely would be willing to help defend this place.
And I appreciate that offer. Thank you. And you are taken back. So now I will move you and bring in our last guy.
Oh, and I'm God, that's so violent.
It is. You are dragged in, both in Discord and in D&D. So you are dragged in by 2 guards. They sit you down in a chair at a table across from Lieutenant Osmond, who is sat there, notepad covered in just scrawlings upon scrawlings. He's staring down at the notes as you are put into your seat, tapping his pen on the table for a bit before, clicking it and looking up at you. Recount to me the events of the last 24 hours. Leave out no detail, no matter how small.
You see, I woke up and I decided that I wouldn't have breakfast because that was simply too much to deal with. And then I took a morning piss and oh, is this too much detail for you? I deeply apologize.
I didn't say that.
Well then.
Bear in mind, the last 24 hours, it's currently close to noon. So
Oh, that's
from
fair.
around
That's fair. That's it.
around midday yesterday till now, please.
Well, we were challenged to a duel by the other adventurers hired by Fontaine, the ruffians that he hired to break a poor worker's kneecaps and put him in a hospital where he could not work to provide for himself. Um, at the end of that battle, we were accosted by the guards, where Weiss insulted us. Later on that night, I went to confront Weiss about it. We did do battle. I admit to that. Um, However, we came to an agreement after recognizing each other as warriors.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was unhappy, to say the least, with I'm sorry, I just see Anson's fucking face.
Just chatting it up with Caleb.
Just that's the
Very
laugh he's doing
expressive.
too. Sorry. After recognizing each other as warriors, he enticed me with a plan. I'm sure it comes to no shock to you that my home is Farron, and I would very much not like to go back to Farron. I find it quite dull, and it's too easy.
Mhm.
So, and that part's true. So
That
he
is.
enticed me with a plan. He was unhappy, to say the least, with Fontaine's handling of the goblin situation within the city. So he made a plan with me. He called Fontaine in order to get him away from his house and to get him unguarded while we lie in wait. During that time, we were attacked by goblins, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. It it was my sword that killed him because a goblin leader deflected my attack into him. As you can see, and he tries to channel smite into his hands, but they kind of it just kind of flickers out. I am running on empty, to say the least. Once Fontaine did come, we tried to negotiate for passage on a ship. We tried to negotiate for the password to his ship. However, he refused, and we panicked. At which point we heard the guards coming, so we ran back to his home and tried to hide. We didn't Things got out of hand very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We did not originally intend to harm Fontaine completely. Um
Completely harm him.
Completely. Emotional scarring is good for the soul. You and I both know this. It makes you
This is all
funnier to
table
your
talk.
friends. um, but things went awry. Um, we obviously were found, though. Yes, we were found in the basement, and then my compatriots started to try and lie to sell our story to try and get us out of trouble, but it was not right. This story that I'm telling you is the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's one particular detail I'd like to inquire about.
Fuck. Okay.
So, we found the bodies of Captain Weiss as well as 6 of our guards stashed in various, dumpsters, kind of cellars and such, along the alleyways near Fontaine's home.
Shit.
This, well, could have been the goblins that you claim infiltrated our town in the midst of the night and attacked you all. My question is, though, Captain Weiss was found not wearing his armor, as well as bearing the light. We've had an autopsy run on his body. Obviously, with the amount of time we've had, it's not complete, but his body bears burns, not like that of fire, but like that of divine magic. The
Yes.
searing light.
Yes. But as far as the bodies found, do you truly expect goblins to know to hide things very well. No, they're quite stupid. If I feel like if it was me or my party, we would have known better. We would have hidden bodies better. However, as I said before, one of the goblin leaders redirected my attack into Whis, and that is what killed him. It was the last swing of my sword killed
How many goblins were there?
him. 12, maybe 13. It was hard to tell. There was a lot of fighting going on. We were set upon very quickly.
And if there was a large amount of fighting in the night, I expect it would have been noisy. Goblins aren't known for being able to perform these kinds of precision stealth raids, particularly here in the heart of our town. So far, I've noticed them to be a rather cautious unit, but in that they've remained on the exterior of our town. How is it that within the span of 2 nights, we go from seeing scant tracks along the road to the mines to there being a dozen or so goblins performing open combat in the streets of our town at night?
I believe that they were there for Fontaine. Um, this was a very for goblins, and trust me, I understand how this sounds because it is a wild story for sure. But we do know that these goblins are working under orders from the was it the war leader or the war master?
War Master.
We do know that these goblins are working under the orders of the war master. There was a goblinoid uh spellcaster among them that cast silence.
Hmm. So then, were how did this battle end? Did how many of the goblins were you and your group able to kill?
We were able to wound most, but we were taken by such surprise that they killed the guards before we realized it, and then Fontaine and I fought for our lives. But you see the state that I am in, and this is after medical care. I fought to my very last breath, and was on the verge of death had my friend not come to my aid.
How many of you were out there in this dealing with Captain Weiss?
It was me, Weiss, 6 guards, and then my friends came to my aid. I don't know how long it took, but when I came to, Weiss and the guards were dead, and all of the goblins were gone. He may have killed some after I fell, as much as this pains me to say. I'm sure you know my reputation. He was a bit stronger than I am.
If many of these goblins were wounded and some potentially killed, how is it that all of them escaped? If any were killed, and I have reason to believe that a group of 6 guards, the captain of our guard, who, bear in mind, is a veteran of the Holy Kingdom armies, and participated in countless battles of far greater scale than 12 or 13 goblins, in addition to a paladin such as yourself, who's clearly a skilled combatant as well, how is it that none of them were slain, left behind? There's no signs of goblinoids.
They may have
Nothing that would
taken
indicate their attacks.
they may have taken the bodies. Um, I don't know about this war master, but if he had spellcasters, he might have necromancers that would reanimate them.
I'm not going to
I
beat
like
around the
I
bush, friend. No, shh, 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 shh. I'm not going to beat around the bush, friend.
that was hot.
One of your companions has told me what happened.
Fuck.
It would be in your best interests to be honest, such that I can understand the events from your perspective as best as possible, and from there decide how best to proceed.
What exactly did they tell you? Because they may be mistaken. As I said, I acted of my own accord. They did not join me until much later into the night.
Well, I will be the one asking the questions. First, perhaps I'll consider answering yours if you first answer me this. Knowing that one of your allies has informed me of their interpretation of events of what happened that contradicts your own. Would you like to amend your story at all?
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure. I haven't had anyone roll any dice all session, but you may roll.
They're not veteran D&D players like me.
I've been liking just purely through the text itself, but I do think that no one is asked to roll insight, and I do think, okay, an insight of 15.
Yeah.
What do you seek to determine through this insight check?
I want to know if he is trying to bait me into telling on myself to see if he's like lying in order to try and get a confession.
Yeah, to get a confession out of you. With a
Yeah.
15, you are very confident that he knows quite a lot more than he has been letting on. To the extent that he is nearly certain that you were sort of the main perpetrator of what happened during the night, and that someone is kind of ratted on you somewhat.
Oh fuck! I have an idea. I know who the fuck it is too. Uh, Lucerian takes a deep breath and goes, "Well then, I suppose that you know the truth. That
I'd like to think so, but I believe your account could help me understand the truth a bit further. There are multiple sides to every story, after all.
I very much would like to not wind back up in fair ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I left there for a reason, and if I'm being completely honest, I fear what the priest would do if I ever returned.
Mm-hmm.
To be seen as a deserter is not becoming of a god sired. But I wanted something different. Because of that, and I'm assuming his hands are still cuffed.
Yes.
He puts his hands on the table. I would do anything to get off of this god-forsaken continent. He insulted my honor. I laid down the gauntlet, and he refused. In my mind, that is the mark of a coward, and a coward has no place commanding men or women. Equal opportunity. Equal.
Men as in people.
Exactly.
Table talk, table talk.
You understand what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
I went to confront him, to challenge him once again in single combat. However, he once again refused and attacked outright. He ignored the rules of the rules of engagement. And so I defended myself. I killed him, yes. But it was in combat. It was not a murder in cold blood. Neither of us were wearing armor. Both of us had weapons. Fontaine refused to give us the information we needed to get out of here. Adrian has a sick and dying son, or at least so I've heard.
Countless times.
Countless, so many fucking times. And so I was planning on doing what I felt was necessary in order to protect myself, in order to protect my it's strange. They're I don't know that I would consider all of them friends or even comrades, but they're my party.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like leading an army, but you don't know where every man stands. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm familiar with not knowing necessarily where everyone's loyalties lie.
I did what I had to do what was best for to do what I thought was best for my people.
What you
And
thought
it,
was best for your people. Hmm.
and
So,
It may
No,
have been wrong.
No. Shh. Let me speak.
That was hot.
Did I hear you claim that our captain died with his armor on in combat with you?
No, he was unarmored when he died. Or unarmored while in combat with me.
Boy, where does the... Give me a moment.
I'm not selling anyone out, Davis. You can't make me. I won't do it.
You don't have anyone to sell out, bro.
Oh, everyone
have
sold
been-
me out.
You have been sold out to an extent. So I understand what happened between you and Fontaine, or at the very least, I will be able to understand it. He's still alive. I can speak to him and get an accurate understanding of his perspective on the events, as well as the perspective of you all. I can't get Weiss's perspective, nor that of the 6 men who died during the night. All I know is that one man who seems to have a history of getting into it with people, having it out over pride, seems to have disappeared from his inn in the midst of the night, and was then found being carried by several guards, none of whom survived the night, in accompaniment of one incredibly wounded Captain Weiss. You didn't kill him. He was still alive at the end of whatever battle you two had.
I was unconscious. How would I know what happened after the battle? I thought he died in battle
did
with
not.
me.
But if you didn't kill him, and someone else did, well, there's a more guilty party. We have reason to believe it was one of the members of your group. After all, they emerged from the inn in the night to save you. If you had reasons to suspect one of them, would you be able to lead us anywhere with that?
Can I roll insight again to see if he has any leads on who that was?
Sure, go ahead.
That's only a 6. Oh.
You can't really tell, but you know he has it down to a very small list of potential people.
And if I refuse service of you, if I refuse to help you in your just cause,
You question our justice. That's fair. But I would question your justice as well. Just as you have the right to issue a duel, lay down the gauntlet, request it. It is a request. What right do you have to then return, issue it again, impede upon our captain's home in the midst of the night?
it is not a request. It is a challenge.
And if
And
they don't heed
challenges
it,
must be met.
then I must question your sense of justice. So then, if our captain didn't heed your challenge, you deemed it fit that you could kill him? Waylay him in the night? Break into his home? His window appears to be a bit damaged. There's signs of a
That's-
struggle in his bedroom.
We didn't fight in his bedroom. We fought in his office.
His
And
bedroom
the
is
window-
his office. It's not that big of a house.
Oh, I didn't see the bed in there. My apologies.
No, it's just that's a
No,
you
of
and I
course,
thing.
of
It's
course,
table talk shit.
Of course. The window got damaged in the scuffle.
So you mean to tell me you entered through the front door? You
Yeah.
knocked on his door and did this.
Yes.
It was damaged from the outside. The latch. Entry. Obvious signs of forcible entry.
You know the type of people in this town. Everyone's looking for a quick meal.
How convenient would that be? How convenient would all of this be, really? 6 adventurers come stumbling into our town, and within 48 hours, the captain of the guard and 6 of his men are dead. And I'm meant to believe that you two had it out, made up, and then went about your way.
I told you the
And then
truth.
no, you didn't. You said
No, I told you the truth after you gave me the option to amend.
you still said you killed him, but apparently you
as
thought
far as
that.
I knew. The truth is subjective. It changes
Is
based
it
off of the view.
subjective?
Yes, it is. It changes very much off of the viewpoint
No,
of
the
who's
truth is
telling
the
it.
truth is an objective fact. And the objective fact is you knowing the situation Kadulka is in, understanding how trepidatious things are here. You waylay the captain of our guard. At best, he would be in critical condition. He's dead. We have no captain, no leader. The goblins are at our door. What were you thinking? All over some petty pride. All over some challenge.
Davis, are the chains long enough for me to like have my hands under the table without them seeing them?
Yes, but there are 2 dudes like in the corners of the room. Like
Ah,
you
damn,
are not alone in here with them.
Damn, I was gonna try and like break the chains under the under the table without them
Bear in
seeing.
mind, you're still like 3 health.
Yeah,
This guy would drop you.
Yeah, I know. I've got 15 health. I'm over half health.
15 health, no spell slots.
No spell slots, no weapons.
No weapon. Beat him to death with your hands. I mean, if you want to try to snap him, go right ahead.
Nah, I'd win. No, I'm not going to. You're right. That's stupid. I don't hear. And here's the way I'm gonna explain it. He really wants to, and like he's pulling against him, but he's still not healed up enough to be like at full strength to break them.
Totally, because I mean, breaking the
Yeah.
chains is pretty hard.
That way, and this is for any new D&D.
You're still in
players.
character.
Exactly. Find ways to act in character that don't fuck
Without
yourself and
fucking
your party.
yourself and your party over. It's a good lesson.
Yes, it is. What was I thinking? I was thinking that there is no one on this plane of existence that should ever talk to a fucking god sire.
My. If you truly wish to get off this continent as bad as you claimed, you would have played along, understood that by doing your part, you could have made the money you needed or gotten the passphrase you needed and been off this godforsaken hunk of rock.
Do you want to know the truth? The truth is he knocked me unconscious, and when I woke up he was dead. I have no clue. I did not see the killing blow, and therefore I cannot tell you who made the killing blow.
Thank you for the truth. I have but 2 more questions for you. Who do you trust the most in your group?
Myself.
A telling answer. And who do you trust the least?
Pariah. He's had it out for me since day one. He's called me weak. He's insulted my honor multiple times. And because this is an adventuring party, and because I I care for my fellow adventurers. I've played nice. I've not started any trouble. And I've tried to be a good little godsire. But everyone has their fucking tipping point.
Do you plan to have it out with him next?
If the need arises.
That will be all. Take him back to the holding cells. Actually, gather all of them up. Bind them all. And you are escorted out of the room. And we can bring
Damn, Davis,
everyone back
that was
in.
good as fuck, man.
That was fun.
That was intense.
Thank
I
you
like
for
that.
having fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, Anson, are they back in?
All right,
yet?
everyone,
Yeah, we're back
you
in.
have all been
Yo.
gathered.
I didn't
I
sell
must say,
no one out.
Pariah, the guards have requested that they be allowed to bind your hands. Do you accept? You are also muted at the moment. Also, to answer your
Also,
your
he's-
question, Wicked, you can, but not that well.
He's also
You can
not.
you can make out who was in the
He's not-
room at a particular time. Is he
I
not
got-
there at the moment?
No, give me a minute. I got you.
Ugh.
Are you going to get Steven, chaps?
Yeah, you all are all
Yeah.
gathered,
I was just
Where did our
except
guys
Don,
go?
obviously.
I was just making sure to see if I could cast an illusion into the
I'm
room.
here.
Dude, I'm
You
excited
wanted
to. I'm excited to go back and listen to this episode.
It's gonna be awesome.
I didn't sell no one out. I promise. I swear. I swear. I didn't sell no one out.
For some
which
reason,
one
I
of
don't
you-
believe you.
Now, which one of you fucks sold me out?
So he's back to pacing around in front of you. I've gotten several varying accounts of the events of last night, and I believe from them I can assemble the truth. To be entirely honest, I already had a pretty strong idea of what happened. It's rather unlikely that 6 adventurers come into town and they aren't playing some kind of role in the death of our captain if it transpires within 48 hours of their arrival. You all have already been placed at we won't call it a crime scene because you weren't charged with anything, but that combat out in the street with those other adventurers, so you certainly aren't above having it out with any of Fontaine's other associates. In normal circumstances, you all would be put to death without question. However, these aren't normal circumstances. Our captain is dead. Our guard is splintering. Already, I'd say 8, maybe, of my guard have quit because they know what's coming. So I will offer you all a choice. If you want to live, you will stand at the vanguard of this goblinoid attack, which I know is coming. It's coming. And you will be between our swords and theirs. You attempt to flee, you die by our hand. Or I kill you here and now.
Well, I'll fight.
Never been one to turn down a battle.
I mean, that is how this whole thing started, is it not?
I elbow him in the side.
I said my piece. I'm not about to, as soon as we get unprisoner dilemma, be like, oh yeah, I was lying to you. I'm not doing it, okay? If you want to call me a liar, you're gonna have to do it.
No. That was just for the comment. That
Part is
was
he doesn't know who lied and who didn't. He has
Yeah.
no idea who did or didn't sell him out.
well, someone obviously fucking did. I know what my insight roll said. That's right. None of you guys rolled insight the entire session.
Nah,
Well, they
dude.
were all
No, none of
just
us pulled
Honestly,
anything, dude.
they were
in
immersed
hindsight-
in the roleplay.
In hindsight, I should have asked to roll for deception because it might have been more believable.
I don't
No,
know.
I was not gonna have anyone
Skill.
roll deception. I was purely like I was going to, if you could weave a story that was internally consistent and believable, he wouldn't be, if he couldn't poke any holes in it, it would fly. There's no room for your charisma to interfere because he's not assessing your personality at all. He is merely assessing how well what you say aligns with what he knows about the situation. The goal was never to figure out what happened. The goal was to figure out whether I could make use of any of you or if you were all completely unreliable loose cannons. And honestly, I came away from that with no goddamn idea. But I can say that I need capable warriors. And since I've got it on good faith you all were involved in the death of our captain, who is one of the most capable warriors I've ever known, I need that kind of metal on my side. And hell, there's a chance that if all of you were well rested and in tip-top shape, you could murder me and every one of these guards. But no, I'll give you that chance tomorrow, because I know those goblins will be here by then. And if you choose to kill us, well, you'll have to kill all the goblins with whatever strength you have left. So we're either going to live together or die apart. If we survive this raid, you all can go free. Do we have a deal?
Right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let's get to raiding, or not raiding rather.
Just out of curiosity, can I ask, like, what you feel transpired down there? Because some of these people are really stupid.
Down there isn't in the cellar.
No, just in general, like the events of the night. I'm just curious because
Yeah.
I tried to be
My-
forthright, and it seems like the stories didn't line up. So I'm curious what they said.
They did not. Some stories were amended after further questioning. My understanding is that in the midst of the night, Lucerian exited the Rusty Pick Inn, made his way to Captain Weese's house, and through hook or crook, entered the home and ended up in combat with our captain. This combat ended with Captain Weese on the absolute cusp of death and Lucerian unconscious. He then phoned in a request for aid to Fontaine and the barracks, to which 6 guards who were on watch responded, coming to escort him and the unconscious Lucerian to Fontaine's manor, where they could meet with Dr. Varr and be treated, as well as have out what happened and mete out any necessary discipline. At some point during their transport, they were ambushed, most presumably by members of Lucerian's group, resulting in the deaths of Captain Weiss and all 6 guards. Now, I can say for certain, well, certain isn't the right word. I can say with great confidence. I'd battled a lot of goblins in my day, and the types of bodies I saw out there do not fit the profile of a goblin raid. There was viscera as if a man had been exploded from the inside. Body parts blown off as if from pure arcane force. Burns from holy fire. This does not fit the profile of a goblin raid, and there are no other spellcasters available who could have done it. So no, I can't point the exact finger and say, I know this person killed the captain. But I know it was one of you. And ultimately, I know most of the work was done by Lucerian.
I was a good fucking friend to all of y'all.
But that is no longer important. We have to leave that in the past. As much as I wish I could mete out justice for Captain Weiss and I have served for a long time together. There are more lives at stake than just yours and mine. So, I will do whatever it takes to leave this in the past and give my all to defend Kadolka. Will you do the same?
Hi, and I want you to know that we talked to Gorister. We heard what happened to Jacob. You have my word. We will not fight you. We know the only way to get through this is if we work together. So I ask that while your swords will be at our backs, if we all fight together, that's our only chance of winning. And we can't do that if you don't have at least a little bit of trust.
Is there
Now,
some
it may take a few turns before we can earn that, but
Take a few
some form of
turns.
collateral we could offer initially to inspire any confidence in our bravery and feats of strength?
I have a request.
Yes? Yo, wait, we got a raid!
Oh, hi! Welcome on in.
Welcome in, Raiders. We are currently
Yeah.
about to wrap up a tense interrogation-heavy session
Yeah,
of D&D.
You guys should go back and rewatch the episode. I know I will because I want to know who sold
You gotta
me out. So I can kill them next session.
from my perspective, I think you sold out yourself, bro.
Listen, I was sold out before I started selling myself out, okay? But no, okay. Lock in. All right. And scene. I have one request. It pained me to speak about Captain Weiss in such a manner, but I had to do it, or at least I thought I had to do it in order to save my own skin. As retribution for my lies and for talking ill of the dead, would you allow me to see the body so I can cast Sanctuary on it? Or not Sanctuary, what is it? All thought. Give me a
Like
minute.
graceful repose or something.
Ceremony. Ceremony.
Ceremony. Okay. I would allow you that much.
Thank you.
And on that note, at 9 p.m.,
Wait,
you
wait,
guys
wait, wait.
are. Oh wait, Donald, what do you want to do, dude? Because
I'm waiting for a moment when the guard, I forgot his name again.
Osmond, the lieutenant,
Osmond.
presumably.
When Osmond has stepped away from everybody else for just a moment.
Okay, yeah, he does go upstairs to kind of discuss his findings, check on Fontaine's condition, and yeah, he leaves them. There are admittedly still a couple of guards downstairs. They're never entirely alone, but
Yeah, is
he's
there
not
a
around.
window I could see through to him,
To the group or to Osmond?
to Osmond?
He's back up on the first floor, so yeah, there's a window you could peek through if you wanted to look at him
Alright.
specifically.
I cast minor illusion, and it just a ghostly face of Donald appears in his room,
Mm-hmm.
and I can make sound with my illusions.
Yes, you can, because
And
you've got the
only
upgraded
words that
illusion.
it says is crafty bargaining with golden-tongued liars.
He sees the illusion, and you can see his face. He cracks like a angry smile, you know, like one of those smiles that's like, "You son of a gun."
I'm in.
And then we fade to black.
Do we level up?
Fuck no, you guys got interrogated all session.
Yeah, but we all roleplayed beautifully. I'm just saying.
You did, but you know, this is milestone. You got to get stuff done. And so far, we've gotten a whole lot of nothing done.
We beat the goblins. Maybe we get something.
Goblin
Do it.
knees.
Can I take back one of my paladin levels and get a level in warlock?
You can flip your levels around as you please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hell,
Okay, in that
if
case-
one of you wants to wake up and say, I drop all my levels and go fully into monk, whatever.
Don't do it.
You just
It's
gotta
crap.
you gotta role play it though. You know, you gotta role play that monastic shift.
Dude, I just really want to know where Donnell's doing.
You know,
I
like,
have no idea.
because he's the only one with like close to
chat,
complete
he's
information.
outside the
Admittedly,
door.
he didn't find the little vent that let him spy on the interrogations until after pariahs. So he doesn't really know what pariah said.
I will in about an hour.
In about an hour.
That's meta knowledge, though. You'll know, but your
If-
character
if,
won't.
If y'all missed it, if y'all missed it, well, no. If y'all don't know, you don't know.
Do we get a long rest then?
You will get a long rest. Before this
Okay.
fucking raid happens, you guys are going to be fully rested. You can rest now because there's not going to be combat between now and then. So yeah, go ahead and take a long rest. Just for
All of my
Damn.
spells and abilities and
I'm gonna have to sleep in the damn woods.
I mean, you could come back if you want. You understand the situation your group's in. I mean, unless Donnell wants to write
What
him,
if he just walked in and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight now.
I will join my team.
I will join my
I mean,
team in the fight."
I was trying
Unless
to figure
Donnell wants
out
to write himself out of the campaign, he's
I
got to
was
do
trying to
something.
figure out if I
eventually.
can phantasmal force my way into Osmond's mind and have the conversation with him.
crazy.
That would have been crazy.
Have a full on Charles Xavier moment. You're just sitting outside the window.
Wait, because
Okay,
was
okay.
he? I just realized he talked to Donnell in the cellar, and then Donnell just disappeared, and he has no idea where.
I am waiting in the wings.
I mean, he knew you went missing because he had you, you know, as a prisoner at one point, and then poof, you're gone. But he just sort of had you written off. He figured you fled for the hills, but now he knows you're still lingering around.
He knows. He knows.
I mean, actually, maybe as an addendum to what happens, He stands up, exits the little office he was in, and you can get to another window to see this happen. He's telling a few guards to start searching the town, looking for a particular gnome with some lovely facial hair.
Yeah, well, it's a shame there's a dirty, cold-faced dwarf.
Ooh,
walking
do you have disguise self?
Yes.
Let's go!
I love wizards.
We love spellcasters, baby. Okay, then.
well,
Well, we'll
go
find
ahead.
out how that plays out next session.
right.
We'll catch y'all same dice
Wait,
time.
outro.
Fuck you.
Outro.
Fine. Okay. Who all was interrogated today?
Hi guys, I'm the Chappy VA, and I play Lucerian, the Asimar who's maybe not as holy as he thinks. Speaking of soft on the inside,
What's up?
Cletus?
I'm Anson. I play Cletus, aka Soft on the Inside, in every campaign. Yeah, I play Cletus, the who tried to keep separate knowledge separate, and
You did a pretty good job at it.
yeah, we'll see how it turns out on the field of battle. I'm ready to get some fighting done. I'll throw it over right across the way to Retro.
Hey guys, I'm Retro. I play Adrian Alvaloran, the High Elf Warlock. Adrian thinks that he successfully convinced the guard to have us fight the goblins instead of executing us. Caleb thinks that Davis was already going to do that, and so Adrian now has a debt to a patron for no reason. I'm going to pass it to Mariah.
I'm gonna be honest. There was a chance a couple of you got executed as loose cannons, but you pushed it towards him knowing he needed everyone. Like you kind of. I'm gonna be honest. Lucerian might have been executed if you hadn't vouched for his abilities as a warrior.
I'm gonna be completely
Heck
honest,
yeah.
guys. I tried to take as much of the blame as possible.
You did. You did.
I tried.
Do what you can, Chabs.
I tried, man. I tried. I tried to make up for
Yeah.
my past mistakes.
And I'm Pariah. Or I play Pariah. I'm Mustu, and I don't really know what's going on. So
Yeah, you went in first.
so we're gonna go to Donnell.
And our sneakiest little wizard that has all the infos, or at least most of it, is figuring out what he's gonna do. And just where he's gonna fall.
Ooh, yeah. Now that's intrigue. And I was your DM, and mostly, almost entirely, Lieutenant Osmond of the Kadulkan Militia. It has been a pleasure having you all witness me verbally torture my friends for 2 hours. And I hope you all will tune back in to watch it happen again next week. Same dice time, same dice room.
Dice room.
Bye, guys.
See you next time.